That might be a problem. Alright, I forget which one of these keys. Grab the fan. Since the bilge blower's not hooked up, pop this cover. That pointed in there, down there, just like that. Get rid of any kind of fumes that might be trapped down in there. Alright, but first let's switch the battery on to the number 2 position.
At this point, I had already noticed my bilge pump wasn't working. I decided to turn my attention to the bilge pump for a minute, since I didn't know how long it would take to troubleshoot the engine not turning over. And always having a working bilge pump is my priority.
Bilge pump ain't working, so I'm gonna poke around and figure out why. I know the battery's charged because the house load's running off of it. Do some troubleshooting. Cut the wire here and even see if we got voltage. Should be able to see that. So we test it. We put our positive lead to our positive wire, and our black lead goes to the negative bar up here. So we're good coming from the battery. So we either got a problem with the switch or with the bilge pump itself. To test the switch, we've already cut one wire coming from the positive lead. So all we're going to do is we're going to cut this negative here. Cut that off. Strip it back to bare wire. Do the same thing on the other lead coming from the switch. What we're going to do on the meter is switch over to the resistance setting. That'll test whether the switch is making contact or not. We'll hold 1 to 1 lead. Alright, so that shows we got continuity in the switch. Alright, so check the bilge pump. Strip back the positive lead on the motor. And I'm just gonna... And now it's working. Probably what happened is we just got some... one of the connections probably got some moisture or something and it's sitting in the bilge. What I'm going to do instead of using butt connectors this time, I'm going to set a terminal strip back here on the transom and just use a couple of ring terminals on it. Perfect. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. What the hell? A new hot wire to the bilge pump because that wire just looks old and crappy. Okay, and then a new piece of number 10 to it, and we'll put a little fuse holder and a 15-inch fuse. We need number 10 butt splice, 1/4 inch. I think that's what I need, and 5/16. We'll grab one of each just in case. guys okay? Crimp that down. Nice good crimp on it. Every time I make a crimp, pull on it, make sure it don't come undone. This is going to be a power wire that we're going to hook to one side of the switch through the terminal strip. A little trim on the ends, that way it fits inside the terminal strip. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, we'll screw it right there after. I just don't want to get out of the hole and go find a screw right now. So this brings power into the switch. It goes through the switch, comes back up to this side of the terminal. And we need to bring this side out to one side of the bilge pump. We're just gonna put a little ring terminal here on the brown wire to the bilge pump. Crimp it down, give it a tug test, heat shrink. All we got left is this negative lead. We're going to bring it over here to the negative bus bar. See if it works. There we go. Good as used. One of the reasons I switched to terminal strips instead of using butt splices is these butt splices have a tendency to hang down in the water if they're loose, whereas these terminal strips give you a solid mounting point. I just keep it above. I mean, if the water gets up that high, I got bigger problems. So that's why I switched to terminal strips instead of butt splices. Alright, so maybe you can see it. Those are the wires that go to the ignition. When I installed the new fuse panel here, they didn't get hooked back up yet. So we're going to hook these up and then go from there. Ellos no son un Vespa, pero...
Pero no, es que hace la arena.
Ellos no tan peligrosos, son feos. That should give us power to the ignition switch. Let's see what it does now. some reason the carburetor seems to be locked up. So maybe we'll just clean it and lube it up, hopefully. Let's see. Oh wow. That might be a problem.
Thanks for spending your time with me today. Stay tuned as I figure out what to do with this carburetor.